Hello, I'm Jay Lerner, the Inspector General at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC. I'm pleased to announce that the Office of Inspector General has recently issued its annual report identifying the top management and performance challenges facing the FDIC. The purpose of this document is to summarize the most serious challenges at the FDIC and to briefly assess the agency's progress to address them. This top challenges document is based on our experience and observations from oversight work, reports by other oversight bodies, review of academic and relevant literature, perspectives from government agencies and officials, and information from private sector entities. This year, we identified 10 challenges facing the FDIC. And joining me here today to discuss them is Terry Gibson, our Assistant Inspector General for Program Audits and Evaluations. We also had an interdisciplinary team within the OIG that contributed greatly to this effort. Terry, could you please give us an overview of these top challenges?
Thanks, Jay. One challenge the FDIC faces is ensuring readiness in a pandemic environment. As a result of the pandemic, there has been an increase in economic stress, which may put additional pressures on banks. In this regard, the FDIC will need to identify and mitigate safety and soundness risk through modeling, and its examinations will need to check that banks adhere to government-guaranteed loan requirements. We also identified 4 challenges in the IT and security realm facing both the banking system and the FDIC. One is mitigating cybersecurity risks in the banking sector. In this area, the FDIC is challenged to ensure IT examinations check that banks have controls in place to mitigate cybersecurity risks. The FDIC is also challenged to ensure that it can assess third-party service provider risks. Another challenge in the IT area is improving IT security within the FDIC. Network security continues to be tested and compromised, especially in the remote pandemic environment. The next challenge is securing FDIC personnel, facilities, and information. With approximately 5,800 employees, nearly 1,600 contractors, and 81 information systems, the FDIC is challenged to improve its personnel security and suitability processes, implement risk-based physical security measures, and improve its privacy program. Another challenge in the IT and security realm is augmenting the FDIC's sharing of threat information. The collection and sharing of threat information is a key requirement to support national critical functions such as the banking system. The FDIC faces challenges to assess whether banks receive appropriate threat information and to create a framework to share relevant threat information with FDIC examiners and policymakers. One new challenge we added this year is supporting diversity in banking. Access to the financial system fosters economic prosperity for minority and underserved communities. The FDIC faces challenges in measuring the effectiveness of its efforts to support minority depository institutions and assisting underserved communities. The remaining 4 challenges we identified relate to significant internal operations at the FDIC. One challenge is ensuring and aligning strong governance. A governance framework should ensure strategic guidance and effective monitoring of management by the board. The next challenge in this area is managing human resources and planning for the future workforce. 42% of FDIC employees and 60% of FDIC executives and managers are eligible to retire within 5 years. The challenge for the FDIC is to manage the agency's exposure to gaps in leadership and mission-critical skills. The FDIC is also increasingly reliant on contractors for day-to-day support of its mission and during crises. Therefore, another challenge in the area is overseeing contracts and managing supply chain risk. The final challenge in this area is enhancing rulemaking. The FDIC should have a transparent rulemaking process that balances the need for safety and soundness regulations and the burden on financial institutions. That concludes my brief overview of the top challenges facing the FDIC. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Terry. We believe that this research analysis will be beneficial and constructive for policymakers. We further hope that it is informative for the American people to learn about the programs and operations at the FDIC and the challenges it faces. To find out more about these challenges and our other work, please visit our website at www.fdicoig.gov. And you can follow us on Twitter at FDIC_OIG. Thank you for joining us today.